Thank you very much.
So let's go back in time.
1989.
So me and Rod were like 15-year-old kids, and I went to drama classes in a kind of cultural house in Mexico City along with my sister and my cousin. At some point I remember walking around this place. They had like a little stage.
Yeah.
With a seat and everything, like a tiny little
Like
theater.
200 people capacity, yeah.
And then I heard a drum, and somebody was playing the drum. Me and my sister and my cousin, we kind of just were like trying to watch, and there was this band where was this girl playing the bass, and it was Rods playing the drums.
Time I had a band with my brother and my brother's friend called Cesar. They are 5 years older than me. By the time I was 15, they were 20. So I was the front man and the guitar player. So in 1991, we recorded an album. Gab and I had been already friends for a couple of years. We were rehearsing in your house because your mom gave
your
us...
band. So the story
Exactly.
is like they practice in my house. Meanwhile, alternatively, me and Rodrigo played with acoustic guitars for fun.
I grew up with my dad's acoustic guitars, but as soon as I got my first electric guitar, I didn't want to play acoustics anymore until I met you and you were playing your acoustic because you didn't have electric.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started playing in the afternoons after
your practice. So we stayed there and we were just coming up with this music that it was just for fun with no purpose because we were metalheads. So I wanted to form a girl band or any girl band. That was my dream at that time. And it was hard to find girls that played rock or wanted to play in a band.
We used to, put ads
Yeah.
in the music shops and the record shops.
Rod was like the creme of la creme from that band. he wrote the music. So, and the evenings when we played with the acoustics, he also was writing the music for the band.
But we didn't even consider having you in the band. We spent a lot of time playing together, like the acoustics, without having, as you said, like any purpose of doing like a side project for it. We were just playing in the afternoons or whatever. Years later, you joined the band, and the band changed name from Caslo to Tierra Ácida.
We were writing stuff together.
Yeah.
And some of that material was proposed to Edgardo and Cesar.
To my brother and
so it was
the
like
drummer.
a full change. They kind of didn't like it that much. And at some point they decided, okay, let's go ahead. Now we have a girl in the band, and now it's music changing a little bit. So they were not super happy, but they were like, okay, let's go.
It was obvious that we took over.
Me and Rodrigo, at last, we were just playing in Tierra Ácida for formally. We didn't really have any gigs. It was hard to get gigs, and we also were trying to be the managers of our own band. Metal music is huge in Mexico. There was a community of metal heads that usually we reunited on Saturday around Mexico City Center. They put these sort of markets where you can get a lot of albums, cassettes. You can also get like t-shirts from your favorite bands, and that's where all of the hot new bands where you can get all this new music from all over the world.
Today is still there. It's called Chopo. We started going there in 1990, right? And there were no stands even. They were on the floor, like they would sell all the tapes, the cassettes and all that, and t-shirts on the floor. And it was quite small, right? Like if you don't know, if you didn't know the place, it was easy. You just get off on that station, the metro stop, and then you would follow
the metalheads.
Yeah, the guys with the long hair and the leather jackets.
We went there also because that's where all the bookers, like the promoters and agents,
Well, the two,
were.
the three bookers.
There were three, and they booked these type of gigs. They were just massive, and they were almost like illegal in a way, because some of them they were just organized in a parking lot. So we attempted to be in those bills, you know, and those publicities, and we wanted to really play there, but it was very hard for us to get the gigs. We practiced and rehearsed, and then we also took our own photos. The audiences in Mexico, at least on that scene, at that time,
it's so hard.
if you didn't please them, they would throw stuff at you.
The worst was that they would turn their back.
If they didn't like the band. So I was terrified that what that could have happened to our band.
That process lasted from 92, 93 to 97. My brother and the drummer, the ones I started the band with, they got tired of me controlling the whole thing. They got fed up and they left.
We changed. We wanted to sound like Nine Inch Nails and all of those bands. So we said, we should put some electronics here and there. And that's where Carlos says there's a fake of we're done with this band. The reason we were just so hopeful with the band, it was all our hopes and dreams invested in the band. We had this piece of music that it was played by me and Rodrigo on the two acoustic guitars. And they had like this melancholic sort of melody and lyrics about a new world, something new is coming, something is gonna explode, and it's gonna be great. One day he kind of realized that, this might actually be like a more friendly to the ear to a lot of people.
And then we had the last gig.
All the other guys left the stage, and me and Rodrigo stayed on our own for the first time together.
Yes.
So we played that one. And then I remember my auntie Celia, which is the matriarch of our
Such
family.
a great woman.
And then she said to me, this is what you should be doing. The two of you only with the acoustic guitars. I said we should go to the beach. We should go to the Ixtapa. We play guitar because that's what we wanted to do, play guitar. And at that point, with all our dreams about become a superstar, rock star, and all of those, they were gone for the good. Because we were like free of all those pressions we put in ourselves. We were like, we can be happy, we can play music, and we can be in the beach, and we can just be, you know, we don't need to strive for becoming famous or anything that is completely out of reach.
Sounds like a good plan for now as well.
That's all the time. We moved fast.
We tried to get a job in the hotels to play at the lobbies, and nobody hired us, right?
We promised to ourselves that we were going to play guitar, only play guitar, because that's exactly what we wanted to do. We decided to walk into each hotel along the coast, which is like maybe 13 at that time, maybe 13 hotels. I'm very bad count.
Yeah, but around that, or even less.
And everybody was like, nah, interested. We got our moments like, well, where are we going to do? But then again was like, well, fine it, but we're not going back to Mexico City. That we're not going back to Mexico
For sure.
City.
That was
what really motivated us. That
was our drive.
And there's this tiny little place, like a pizza place, that is open, and it's nobody there usually, but at least they are open. So we walked in and said, we play guitar, and for you, blah blah. So they said, we love music, we love to have you, we can't afford you, and not in
this season. Yeah.
So, but he said, I can offer you can come here and play, I'll give you a pizza at the end of the night, and you can sit, play, and I let you put the tip jar. And we said, okay.
No customers, right?
No customers.
So no tips. The only thing that we got was the pizza, which was good enough. I mean, it was great.
Yeah, right? But we also got time to put more material.
Exactly.
Like a little bit more practice in there.
But then we kind of made our name quick, because a lot of people started to, from
locally.
other hotels, locally, a lot of hotels wanted us to play there, and they were paying better money. We were kind of working a lot. We were playing in a restaurant called Emilio's, another place a little bit fancier, Pacifica, another hotel, and then we started to play corporate events, or like private parties and weddings and all that.
Parties. Start off warming up the wrists and then the fingers properly like this. Mm-hmm. And then you can start warm up the right hand, like going down, up, and the movement goes. It has to come in from the wrist, not from the actual fingers. So it just goes like this, or here. And the second one will be the triple, which it goes down, middle, and ring, down, thumb, and up, thumb. And the movement will be from the wrist as well. So it will be just one time, the 3 hits. And then try to do it fast. And let's say you can link 2 of them until you start to get it, and then mix it with the first exercise. Then you can mix, like, that'll be up to your own instinct. And then from there, it's just matter of people doing in their own way, you know. It's just you develop the way you want to really play it.
We were making good money for the first time, and we met these 2 key persons, Hugo and Mariela. We wanted to go to France or Spain or whatever, but she suggested Ireland. She thought like, oh, they're so musical, they're gonna love you. And we said like, okay, yes, why not?
The idea was to travel all over the world, playing the guitar, and just as a kind of backpacker. Europe represents a lot of countries in a small
piece of
land. We didn't want to go to Spain because we thought it was going to be similar to Mexico. So Ireland was very different in our head. We didn't know much about it, and that's when we came to buy tickets, Mexico City to Paris, and then from Paris we took a little plane to Dublin.
The families knew, all they knew was that we were gonna come back in 1 month, and I knew like, see you in a few years, you know.
And our passports were new.
Sí.
white, blank, blank, blank. At that point, I dreamed about going to Europe for all my life, so it was just like this dream come true. So when we arrived, we got like 2 big suitcases
and 3 guitars.
and 3 guitars and the backpacks.
We left everything. We started, as you do when you go to Europe for the first time. We started walking. We went to.
Wanna go to the Eiffel Tower, as cliche as it sounds, and we were just like some sort of a dream-like state of walking on the streets and looking at Paris.
Suddenly
it was
we're like
we crossed the full Atlantic and all of this, just so much excitement. Paris is so romantic, it's so poetic and Lumiere.
No, we were over the moon. When we came back to that hotel at night, like wrecked, I turned on the TV and I was like video channel that I didn't know. It wasn't MTV, right? So it was this European whatever. And then suddenly this song and this like big star that I didn't know of at all singing this song called Strong.
Oh, that's right.
So this is Robbie Williams. I didn't know anything about him. And this video was him playing
all over the
but he was playing like stadiums. It was just this totally different view of an American star, just and the video was part in Ireland because you could see the flags, and to me it was like welcome to Europe. This nothing similar to what I'm used to in the States or in Mexico. I have a good recollection of that particular memory and a good connection because he was like, that was welcome to Europe for us. It was Sunday.
It was Sunday.
It was raining.
He took us to the suburb in Dublin to this house, and then when we arrived, there was this note on the door, and you can see the note. You can't see the letters, but you can see perfectly that there's a note on the door. And as we approached the door, it was like in Spanish. You say like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you can't stay here," and it was just like that. And we were like, okay, well, I guess this is the
start of
the
beginning.
Journey. Yeah, we were so jet lagged,
scared.
All Ireland is thriving, blooming. All the students from all over the world are in Dublin, and so all the hostels, every single room was taken.
We had only £1,000 in cash. It's not a lot of money.
No.
I remember we were running out of money after 3 days.
We were culturally shocked and like, what are we doing here? And it's so cold and all of those things. This pub called The Bridge in O'Connor Street, and it was really warm and it was cozy, and it was this band playing. It was this girl playing the bass and singing. It was a full rock band playing, and they sounded really good. So it was like, okay, this is familiar.
Yes.
This is familiar. So we got in, and then we got some pounds, and we ordered 1 pint of Guinness. Right? 1 pint of Guinness.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I do because I really liked it. So we took the guitars and I started playing and said, okay, let's go and find a place to play. And that's where we started also to walk for kilometers a day, asking in restaurants everywhere. Then I was like, no, not really.
Well, they took some rock bands, but mostly they were playing Irish music.
Especially on the tourist, like city center, can be quite touristy. And even if you play in a pub that is more bohemian or more, I don't know, more hip, nobody's gonna pay you. You do it because you like to.
Yeah, for Guinness.
Yeah, or for 1 pint or something. Exactly. And so for us it was like, no, we need to work as we did in Ixtapa.
sure people ask you all the time, like, well, what was your big break? It seems like one of those moments for you was Damien Rice seeing you guys, right, and taking an interest in what you were doing. I would imagine that really changed things.
Please welcome Rodrigo y Gabriela.
Please welcome back to the program, Rodrigo y Gabriela. Rodrigo y Gabriela, everybody.
We were busking and suddenly we saw this hippie guy and we became friends with him. We ran into each other in Tower Records and he said like, hey, I'm gonna play a show in Baker Street. You wanna just open for me? I said like, that'd be fucking great.
We also have an extraordinary group that originates from Mexico City, Rodrigo and Gabriela.
También tenemos un extraordinario grupo que es originario de México DF, que son Rodrigo y Gabriela.
That introduced us to to venues. We met Niall, which is still our manager that day.
No. Ella.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I remember listening to you guys very young. You guys came to the Bikini Toulouse a long time ago. And that was like my first concert. I was 9 or 10 or something. And my little sister was on my dad's shoulders. And Rodrigo, you gave her a little fist bump in the crowd. And I remember that. Yeah. What is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Stick to your guns, always. Never, like, if this is what you do, stick to it. And never let anybody to try to pursue you to do it differently and all of that. And those words stick in my head every time we do an album and we have a doubt about things. I said, I'm gonna stick to my guns here.
Even when we are having issues, emotional, whatever, the only healing tool for us, besides meditation and that, is to keep playing, shut up and play. So what does that mean? Like, do what you feel passionate about. Really go for it. And no matter what your mind is telling you or whatever, just do it and just keep at it.
This lockdown is not forever and it should be for something good at the end of the day and changes and all of that. So that's like, just keep positive. That's the message,
But Stairway to Heaven is my absolute favorite cover of you guys.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.